Hello there, my beloved bacon hairs. On this video I want to show you my favorite way of how to beat Ghastly Dungeon, as I've done it many times now and I've been really enjoying it actually. So, what we're going to do is, first of all, you're going to want, if you're going to be doing the damage, you're going to be wanting a fast spell. So, you're going to either want, for Mage, you're going to want the level 104 Vortex, 2 of those. Or if you're a mage and you get the 109 spell, Smite, that would also be good as well for this, of course. And then for physical power, you have the level 104 Blade Storm, which the 104s you can get in canals, by the way, and then the 109s, of course, are in the Ghastly Dungeon. And then the higher version is the Stomp. What is this thing called? I have a couple of them here. Unfortunately. Okay, Mighty Leap, level 109. So you want 2 of those if you're going to be doing up front the damage. You can do this for 2 people. Preferably you want 1 healer, of course. If you're the healer, I recommend having 2 life pulses. They are going to be your best bet. They're level 99. Or if you need to, you could do a chain heal, but ultimately you really want the pulse life. And then as far as health-wise goes, if you play the normal version, you're going to want at least 300,000 health, preferably double that, so 600,000, but you can get away with 300,000. Pretty much the reason you want 300,000 is because you want to be able to take one big hit from the bosses. And the bosses hit for about 230 to 280-ish, something like that. So 300 ultimate at least, but 600 preferably. And then if you play the Nightmare version, then you want, the bosses hit for about 360, 380, so you probably want 400,000 at least. And then preferably 800,000 for the nightmare version. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you my favorite way. First of all, let me go ahead and change my weapon here. I actually pulled a legendary from my daily. I've only pulled 2 legendaries the whole time I played, and I played I don't know how many hundreds of hours, but I'll take it. This is a 115 legendary. I'll definitely take that. So let's go ahead and equip that. I'm going to take off 1 piece of armor so that I won't be as strong, so I can show the mechanics. So let's go ahead and start it up here. Alright, here we go. So, if you're the healer, what I like to do is I like to follow around the damage dealer, and as soon as the enemies shoot, or as soon as like the cannons shoot that orange puddle on the ground, I like to go ahead and hit life pulse just in case they get hit. And then of course once that life pulse is done, make sure you have like half the cooldown of the one you just used, and then use the other life pulse and just keep rotating so you always have life pulse going. But anyway, so let's get started here. So for this part I like to use, of course I'm using speed spell here, so go ahead and start in the middle and then move to the left so you dodge those melee guys. You don't always dodge them, but for the most part you will dodge them if you start in the middle and then just keep circling around. This is pretty easy. Now for this part, this bridge, you want to do is you want to pull them, move back, stay along the left side of the bridge, and then go to the right side once they're on the left side with you. Same with this, they're on the left side, so now I can switch over and go to the right side and not get hit. So as long as you stay on one side of the bridge, and then once they're on that side, go to the opposite side, you won't get hit, so you can circle around on that bridge. This next pull is pretty simple. Just circle around, make sure you're always hitting all 5 of the guys. Not too bad. This is a pretty easy pull. And then this next one is a little bit more tricky here. So what I like to do for my cooldowns is make sure I'm hitting the smite when there's 2 seconds left on the other smite, so I'm always having smite going. Okay, so start on the left side-ish, move across to the right side, and then go to the back, pause a little bit a second, go to the right here, pause a second, let him shoot the cannon there. That's why I like to do. So let me explain that again. So I start on the left side, and then I move to the right side to dodge the melee guys. Go to the back here, pause like a half a second, move to the edge here, and then move to this corner, pause a second, wait till that cannon shoots, because you want the cannon to shoot on the edge of the map, so that way you can, so the circle's not right in the middle of the platform and you're stuck in here. So pretty much by the time you circle around this whole section, like wait a little second, wait here a little bit, and then wait here, ultimately the cannon will shoot and it'll always be right here, so that you can continue to circle around and actually get out of that little tight spot. That's my favorite way to do that pull. But pretty much you want to get the timer down to those cannons to where when you know they're about to fire, you want to be along the edge of a map so that the circle's kind of, you know, off to the side, so it's easy for you to to get, you know, back out of that little narrow spot, which I'll show here as well. This is another cannon spot where you want to let him fire while you're on the edge of the map here, which I'll show here. Usually I don't get hit on these poles at all if you do it this way, so I like to stay, you know, in the middle-ish or right, and then cross over to the left so I don't get hit really, and then go back here, and then cannons are gonna shoot right now. So I'm on the far right side, as you can see, so now I'm not blocked in here if I come back around. So that's the whole idea. And then the cannons will shoot, you know, roughly about the same time, so you kind of get the idea, and you can always be on the edge for when they do shoot so that you don't get trapped in there. So that's just the way I like to do it. Let's go ahead and do this boss. Now if you're the healer on this boss, what I like to do is I like to be right in the middle. Let me show you where I stand if I'm the healer. If you're the healer, I like to stay right about in this area right here, because that way one of those tentacle things on the side will be slapping the healer rather than the melee who's out there fighting, so that way it makes it a little bit easier for the melee up front, because you're kind of distracting one of these tentacles for him. Let me go ahead and equip the healing spell here, because I'm going to be soloing this. But the first thing he does is he throws those fish things, those circles, so those are pretty easy to dodge, and then just the right tentacle attacks the very first time. That's why I like to go to left side, because only the right tentacle attacks the first 2 times, and then after that both of them attack. But anyway, so then he does that. He does these fan patterns you have to dodge as well. So let me get to I usually like to go to the front left side. So let me go ahead and do that. Usually I'm there by now, but as you can see, you can attack him from a pretty far distance. So I can still hit him relatively. I like to stay in this area right here. That way I can dodge the tentacles. As you can see, I can hit from here, and I can still. I'm out of the reach of the right tentacle, but I'm only at the dodge the left tentacle this way. So that's all I like to do. I just stay here and just dodge the whole time. So this easy part is the fish part. Just keep an eye on those 2 tentacles for when they do shoot, so you can always dodge out of the way. But it's really not too bad. If you stay here, then that way they're both going to swing in bad spots to where they usually miss you. So it's a little bit harder with the when the fan pattern's going on the ground, but it's not terrible. But as you can see, you can stay here pretty easily, and you can dodge pretty simply and still attack from a reasonably far distance. And like I said, the reason I like to go left side is because at the beginning, only the right tentacle attacks, so that way you don't have to worry about that right tentacle, especially if you have a healer that's up front. He's going to be taking all that that aggro of that tentacle. So as you can see, pretty easy to finish this one. If you stay over here, that's where I like to stay for the damage. And then the healer stays either in the middle. They can also stay here in the middle so they can reach both sides to heal, but it's a little bit more dangerous. But as long as you, if you're healer, I like to heal as soon as those streams on the ground come up. As soon as you see those, make sure you hit your life pulse, and then also when the tentacles hit, make sure you hit your other life pulse and just kind of rotate those 2. That's what I like to do for the healer. Alright, so if you're a damage dealer here, I like to just run ahead first, make sure you're the first one there, because the easiest part is the fish, where you just drops fish on the ground, so you can get there really close into position, which is the front left. As I said, I like that position. You kind of blocked me in here. Okay, and that's it. As you always keep an eye on the tentacle when it swings, and just try and dodge these as they go. If you need to move straight back to dodge that right tentacle, it's fine, but as you can see, it's pretty simple in this corner. You can stay out of the distance of the right one, and the left one you can just bait it up front and then move back to dodge it, and then just keep attacking when he gets close. So this is definitely the best place to stay, and then the healer distracts that right tentacle by being in the middle, or up front more in the middle. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to dodge this forever. You can stay here, and as long as you're ready for that left tentacle and just baiting up to hit up front, and you're moved to the back, then it's fine. You can stay here forever. Alright, now let's go to the next pull here. This is pretty simple as well. Once again, you're trying to lure the cannons to attack along the edge, so you're not trapped in here. So I'll show you how to do this. So I like to start in the middle, and then go to the right, and then just circle around back here. You have a little bit of time to pause a little bit, circle around here, and then the cannon's going to attack there, and then you're ready for it. So it's now on the edge of the map. Now you circle back around and just keep repeating. See, as you can see, the cannon's done by the time I get back over here, and he's firing again. So I'm able to keep the cannon always shooting on the edge of the map as you're circling around here, and it's not too bad. Alright, the next boss. This is the reason that most of the dungeons wipe, because of this boss. This boss is pretty tricky. I'll show you what to do for the healer, then I'll show you what to do for the damage. This is pretty simple, just circle around. I like to stay close to the cannons as I'm circling, that way the cannons shoot on top of themselves, and I can still circle around the whole group and attack. Alright, so let me go ahead and equip my armor here, just get some more health, just because I'm probably going to be getting hit while I explain this. But, so, like I said, if you're healer, take 2 life pulses, preferably. That is definitely the best way to go, because of just how it heals more than 1 tick per heal, which is important. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can just walk up close to where the boss starts shooting and just wait back here at spawn until he's done with his phases, and then you have to get to the cannonball phase, and then that way the whole group can go down to the boss during the cannonball phase, because it's a lot easier to get to the boss in the cannonball phase. But you don't really need to do that if you have enough health or if you have a good healer. But that is an alternative. So, like I said, one way to do this is just walk enough far forward until he starts shooting, and then walk back to the spawn. But if you're a healer, make sure to heal every time he casts the spell. So as you can see right now, I'm going to heal because the spell, this is the time people are going to get hit. Make sure to do the life pulse every time. And it's perfect how the timing works out for the life pulse. You always have a life pulse for every time he casts his spell. And then he's also going to leave one pool of acid over one person. It's random who it is, but it'll always be one person. Then after that attack phase, he will go into the cannonball phase. So if you're the healer, of course, just follow the fast person and just try and heal somewhere in the middle here to heal the person to get the cannonball, because you have to go back here and get this cannonball and walk it over to the cannon to bring him down to fight. Otherwise he will never come down. So bring the cannonball here and he comes back down. Healer, stay right about here. Make sure you heal every time he casts those, and you'll be fine. Even if you have 300,000 health, you'll be fine, because you can take 1 hit and the ticks will tick and keep you healed while you're getting hit. So it doesn't really matter if you have 300,000 or 600,000, as long as you're healing at the right time. And then the damage dealer, I like to have the damage dealer stay in the back here. That way they're pretty much out of the way of the attack lines, and they can stay here and attack pretty safely from back here. And then it's usually best not to have the healer right on top of the damage dealer, because if they're staying in the same spot, chances are they're both going to get that acid pool, and then it just makes it harder for the damage dealer. So it's better for the healer to stay right about here or something in front of them, so they can still heal the damage dealer in the back, but still keep the acid pool from attacking the damage dealer. Alright, so if you're damage dealer and you have a healer, and they always cast that life pulse every time they do the lines on the ground, then you'll be fine. You'll be able to run forward with the healer, and you'll be able to pretty much try. There's going to be large gaps in between those lines on the ground. You want to try and get to those gaps. But the problem with me being by myself here is he's always going to shoot that pool under my feet. Whereas if you have more people, of course, near the boss or around the boss, then it's not going to be every time. So it's a little bit hard to dodge by yourself. So if you're soloing this, you're going to probably need 1 life pulse or one healing spell, and then one speed spell. But I just want to try and show this off. So if you're the damage phase and you have the healer, you want to try and just head to the large gaps like in the ground. That's not really a large gap, but it's large enough. Then wait for the next one, get to a large gap, bait him to shoot underneath your feet, then move to the next one, and then you're ultimately trying to get to the back, and then let him bait him, and then go back here. And then usually you want to stay right about back here, because the lines are rarely in the back there. And try and stay next to your other pool so that he'll shoot right side by side, and you won't have as difficult time. But if you're soloing, unfortunately, like I said, he's always going to be at your feet, so it's tough. It's tough for that reason. And then once he gets to this phase, once he shoots the number of times, I believe it's 6, then he's always going to do this cannonball phase. So you have to grab a cannonball and then take it all the way back to the cannon to bring him down from that perch. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to 1 healing spell. It's just very tough to do this by yourself, but because you really want 2 speed spells, so you can always dodge these pools. But you want to keep the pools side by side. So bait him over there again, attack, and you're looking for large gaps or just place where you can run to after he throws that pool at. It's very important. Bait it there, and hopefully get a little edge here. Yeah, I can get out of here. Bait him over here. And you keep doing this. Of course, as you have a healer here with you, it's a lot easier. You're going to have the healer getting attacked by those pools, not just you. So, very important. But staying in the back is usually best for the damage dealer. And then, like I said, try and bait one pool to where you can still hit him with your ring. Preferably, you're going to have some speed, I would imagine, unless you have a really good healer. So you can still hit him here with the ring, and then once he hits you, you move to the side to dodge it, stay next to that pool, so that he casts another pool right next to this pool. So it still has, you still have room to dodge and still hit him from this edge here. And then you may have to go around that pool for the next one, and then just do this thing all over again. Like I said, sometimes it'll put you in a lose-lose situation where you have a line and a circle on top of you. Nothing you can do about it. Like I said, you'll either need to have a healing spell for yourself if you're soloing it, or you'll need a healer. Like I said, it's always casting every time those lines show up on the ground. But if you do that, you should be fine on this boss. Okay, now the next pull here, this one's pretty simple. It just has those burly men, I think they're called. I don't even know. I hope that's what they're called. That's an amazing name. The burly men. They just I love how they fall flat first. So you can circle around pretty easy on this one. Nothing too now this one can be more difficult. There's no melee guys at least, but what you want to do is you want to just walk around the corner. Slowly kind of make elongated circles so that when the cannons fire, I'm at the edge of the map, so I'm not trapped in there the whole time. That's important. And then just keep doing that. Circle around. By the time you get back, that cannon's done, and fire it along the edge. I wasn't fast enough to get along the edge because I didn't have my spell going, because I don't want to kill him, but just keep those cannons firing along the edge so you're never trapped in there, and it shouldn't be too hard. This pull is pretty simple. Like I said, when I'm ever circling these cannons, I like to actually circle right around these cannons, right on top of them, so that they fire on top themselves, so it leaves me room to actually dodge them and still attack them. There's melee guys on you though this time on this, so you have to be careful not to get hit by them, but just try and keep the circles near the cannons, and that way you'll be able to keep attacking the whole time and circling around this group. Not too difficult as long as you have a speed spell. But even so, like without the speed spell, I'm surprised I'm able to actually dodge these. I never really tried that before, but apparently you're fast enough, so be careful with that. And then this is the last pull. So you go over this bridge here, and once again I'm just going to circle around those cannons so that they fire on themselves, and that way I'm not trapped in the corner or anything like that. So I'll just keep circling around so that they fire right on top of themselves. That way I can keep going around the perimeter and still attack the whole time. And not too bad. Alright, now this is the last boss. So the quick way to get up to this boss is you can jump up here and jump to the right a little bit and then jump to the left once you're stuck. So what I like to do is I like to just jump up here to the right and then jump up to the left to get to the last jump up there. Okay, now this boss. Let me change my weapon so I don't actually kill the boss. I'm going to just take probably just take no damage so I can just go through this together. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and heal myself up here. Like I said, you only need 300,000, but I would recommend more than that, of course. So you're going to want 2 speed spells, and of course the healer. I'll show you what. So there's 2 ways to do this. You can either run in there. If you're fast enough, you're the first person in there. You can run past the boss and run behind him so you can dodge that fire breath, but I would recommend not doing that. Make sure everyone's here. Don't start the boss until everyone's up here, because this whole path will become lava and it'll kill everybody. So make sure everyone's up here, and use trigger the boss. And I like to just stay back here because he's going to shoot this large, as you can see, that large red square. That's going to hit everybody, so you don't want to do that yet. So now you want to go into the boss. Don't go near the boss. You can either stay up front, or you can stay in the back. I like to stay in the back, but front is fine as well. That way he's going to shoot this fire again, so then once he shoots the fire, go to the back behind him. Unfortunately, I'm not fast enough because I don't have 2 speed spells, and then as soon as he's done firing that red box of fire, then he's going to shoot that circle underneath everyone's feet. So try not to stay near each other. So now he's shooting the back, I'm going to go to the front. And he's going to always shoot these stars, of course. And then once he's done with the lava, he's going to shoot that circle under everybody's feet. Then just wait up here, and wait till he shoots that box again, and then just move to the back behind him. And you can do this indefinitely. And then once he's done firing, he's going to shoot a circle underneath everyone's feet. So just be careful not to get hit by that. But as long as you have someone healing, once in a while, usually after the circles underneath everyone's feet, that's the most important part. But you can pretty much do this indefinitely. It's not really that difficult. This is a pretty easy boss compared to the other ones. I would say this is easier than the other ones. So, like I said, he hits for about 279 as well. So once he shoots that fire, head to the back. I was a little bit slow there. I might get hit. Yeah, I got hit once there. But and then now he's gonna shoot that circle underneath your feet. And then just keep repeating that. Like a lot of times, I'll just keep going to the back again. That way, if there's people up front healing, I'm gonna pull away that fire away from them. So I'm always making him fire. So once he fires, I'll just run back behind him again. That way I'm keeping that fire breath away from everyone else in the party, like if they're up front. So that way I can always stay back here. This place is pretty safe back here as well. Once he shoots that fire, then get out of the way and then get ready to hit the circle, dodge that circle underneath your feet, and then go back behind him again. And just keep repeating that. And usually your healer will keep you if you get hit once in a while. And like I said, you can get hit once as long as you have more than 300,000 health, so it's not a big deal. But you can solo this, like I said, all you need to do is just have one healing spell and one damage spell, and you'll be fine. But this boss is not too bad. I'm just going to wait until he fires his red, then I'm going to use my speed, that way I can have enough time to get up front here. I mean, sometimes you're going to hit by that star, but it's not a big deal. Like I said, you can heal yourself through that after each hit. But I mean, I've had many times where you just don't get hit at all. It just depends on how comfortable you feel with dodging those stars and getting ready to dodge that circle after he shoots that fire breath. But it's not really that bad, honestly. I see a lot of people when they first go into the boss room, but they don't wait at the beginning and they just get hit by that fire breath, because you don't see that fire breath. It's just that initial flash of red to where you know where it's going to be at. But it's not. Then people don't realize he's going to shoot the fire breath after that red flash, and then everyone dies. So be careful not to walk into that fire breath, because that'll kill you for sure. It's a non-stop ticking until you're dead for the most part, unless you have an obscene amount of health. But yeah, this is how you do the last boss. It's really not too bad. I've soloed it many times. If you're not comfortable, if you think that your group is going to die, then just go ahead and equip a healing spell and a damage spell ahead of time. Of course, you're going to need enough damage to do this with one spell in time, but for the most part, if you're pretty comfortable with this boss fight, you should be able to solo it if you get here with a decent amount of time. But yeah, that's the last boss. Not too bad. I'm not going to be able to kill him with my specific setup, because I just wanted to have a lot of health so I could explain it and not actually kill him. So thanks a lot for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will answer them. And also, if you want me to do the other dungeons, let me know as well. I've thought about that in the past as well. So, yeah, thanks a lot.